Have you ever thought you were being spiritually attacked? Have you ever felt weird things happening around you or to someone you know? Have you seen strange things when you are awake and sound? Have you felt some strange energy pulse disturbing you when you are asleep? Have you felt tired lately and you feel that your energy is weak? Or have you felt that you're becoming weak spiritually day by day? In this life, there are many hidden forces at work, both positive and negative. While we may not be able to see them with our physical eyes, they can have a profound impact on our lives. One of those forces is the spiritual attack, which can manifest itself in different ways. If you find yourself experiencing unexplained physical ailments, persistent negative thoughts, sleep disturbances, fatigue, or sudden changes in behavior or personality, it may be a sign that you are under a spiritual attack. By recognizing these signs, you can take steps to protect yourself and reclaim your power. One of the most important steps in combating a spiritual attack is to become aware of its presence. When you are aware that you are under attack, you can begin to take steps to protect yourself. One way to protect yourself from a spiritual attack is to create a protective shield around yourself. This can be done through visualization, prayer, or any other positive prevention method. Another helpful practice is to surround yourself with positive energy and influences. When surrounded by positive energy, it is easier to deflect the opposing forces of a spiritual attack. This can be achieved by spending time with positive people, engaging in activities that bring you joy, or meditating on positive affirmations. It is also important to stay grounded and centered during a spiritual attack. This can be done through practices such as yoga, breathing exercises, or spending time in nature. By staying centered and grounded, you can maintain your sense of self-awareness and remain grounded in the present moment. In addition to these practices, it is also important to be proactive in combating a spiritual attack. This may involve identifying any patterns or triggers that may be attracting negative energy or entities. For example, if you find yourself experiencing negative thoughts or emotions when you are around certain people or situations, it may be a sign that these people or situations are contributing to the spiritual attack. By becoming aware of these patterns and triggers, you can take steps to avoid them and protect yourself from the negative energy they bring. This video has been made to help you know when and if you are spiritually attacked. Don't miss this video until the end, as your eyes will be open to the signs you will see when you are attacked spiritually. If you want to know these various signs and attacks, hit the subscribe button and get ready for something amazing. Stay tuned, because as we unveil these signs, you will be shown various ways to overcome those attacks. Subscribe to our channel to embark on this journey of faith and discover how to transform various challenges into stepping stones for God's incredible grace to flow into your life. These are some of the signs that will manifest if you are spiritually attacked. 1. Persistent negative thoughts, feelings of despair or hopelessness. Spiritual attacks can often manifest in the form of persistent negative thoughts, feelings of despair, or hopelessness. This can create a ring of negative thinking that is difficult to be free from, leaving a person feeling trapped in a dark cloud of pessimism. This constant negativity can affect every aspect of their life, leading to strained relationships, poor performance at work or school, and even physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches. In 2 Corinthians 4:5, the Apostle Paul warns against every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, which can be interpreted as referring to negative and destructive thoughts and feelings. It's important to understand that these feelings are not just the result of a bad day or a passing mood. These negative thoughts can take abode in a person's mind, leading them to believe that they are worthless, unloved, or hopeless. They may begin to doubt their abilities and their worth, causing them to retreat from the world and become isolated. The spiritual attack can also cause the person to lose sight of their purpose and their path in life, leaving them feeling lost and confused. They may question their beliefs and values and wonder if there is any meaning to their life. The constant questioning and self-doubt can lead to feelings of depression and anxiety, and a loss of joy and motivation. Philippians 4:6 discusses the power of negative thoughts to affect a person's well-being. Be careful with nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. As the spiritual attack continues, the person may become increasingly negative and pessimistic, seeing the world as a dark, hostile place. They may begin to feel that everything is against them and that nothing will ever go their way. This negative outlook can cause them to attract more negative situations and people into their lives, further reinforcing the belief that they are destined for failure and misery. They may start to see themselves as victims, blaming others for their problems and refusing to take responsibility for their own actions. The longer the spiritual attack persists, the more difficult it becomes to break free. In some cases, the negative thoughts and feelings caused by a spiritual attack can become so overwhelming that they lead to thoughts of self-harm or even suicide. This is a sign that the attack has reached a dangerous level and that immediate help is needed. It's important for anyone experiencing persistent negative thoughts or feelings to seek help, whether it's from a spiritual advisor, a therapist, or a trusted friend or family member. With the right support, it is possible to break free from the grip of a spiritual attack and find joy, peace, and hope again. One of the keys to overcoming a spiritual attack is to focus on positivity. This can be as simple as finding things to be grateful for each day, practicing affirmations and visualization techniques, or engaging in activities that bring joy and purpose. Proverbs 23:7 offers wisdom and guidance for overcoming negative thoughts and feelings. It says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he," emphasizing the importance of guarding the mind against negative influences. Another effective strategy is to surround yourself with positive people and influences, such as mentors, coaches, or spiritual communities that offer support and guidance. These individuals can help you see the positive aspects of life and encourage you to stay focused on your goals and dreams. 2. Unexplained physical ailments, pain or illness. Unexplained physical ailments, pain or illness can also be a sign of a spiritual attack. These ailments may appear suddenly and without any clear medical explanation, leading to confusion and frustration. The body is a system that is connected to our emotions, thoughts, and spiritual experiences. When we experience stress, anxiety, or negative emotions, these can manifest physically as headaches, stomach aches, back pain, or other ailments. In some cases, these physical symptoms may be the result of a spiritual attack, which can drain a person's energy and vitality. Unexplained physical ailments can be complicated to diagnose and treat, as they are often not the result of any specific medical condition. For example, in the book of Job, the devil causes Job to experience physical pain and suffering in an attempt to destroy his faith. Similarly, in the Gospel of Mark 5:25, Jesus heals a woman who had been afflicted with chronic bleeding for 12 years, indicating that her physical ailment was the result of spiritual oppression. In the book of Matthew 9:29, Jesus heals a blind man by touching his eyes and saying, "According to your faith, be it into you." Similarly, in the book of Acts 3:6, Peter heals a crippled beggar by saying, "In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and walk." These examples demonstrate the power of faith and prayer in overcoming physical ailments caused by spiritual oppression. However, there are some steps that can be taken to address these ailments. First, it is important to maintain good physical health by getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and engaging in regular exercise. This can help to improve overall health and increase resilience to stress and negative emotions. Second, alternative therapies like acupuncture or massage can help reduce stress and promote relaxation. Third, engaging in spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, or yoga can help to connect the mind and body, promoting physical and emotional balance. Finally, it is essential to listen to your body and to pay attention to any physical symptoms that may be related to stress or negative emotions. If the physical symptoms are persistent or severe, it may be necessary to seek medical attention. It is important to remember that physical ailments can often be the result of a spiritual attack, and that addressing the underlying causes of stress and negative emotions can help to alleviate these symptoms. Unexplained physical ailments can also be a sign of a spiritual imbalance or blockage. This can occur when a person is not living in alignment with their highest values and purpose, or when they are holding on to negative emotions or limiting beliefs. To address a spiritual imbalance or blockage, it may be helpful to engage in a process of self-discovery and healing. This can involve journaling, meditating, or seeking guidance from a spiritual counselor or therapist. It is also important to practice self-care and to create a sense of balance in your life. Another way to address a spiritual imbalance is to engage in activities that promote self-expression and creativity. Activities such as painting, writing, singing, or dancing can be powerful tools for releasing negative emotions and connecting with the divine. Another important aspect of addressing a spiritual imbalance is to let go of any limiting beliefs or fears that may be holding you back. It is important to recognize that these beliefs are often based on past experiences or societal conditioning, and that they are not always true. By letting go of these beliefs, you can create more space for love, joy, and abundance in your life. 3. Nightmares, sleep disturbances, or insomnia. Nightmares, sleep disturbances, or insomnia can also be a sign of a spiritual attack. These disturbances can be extremely disruptive and can cause a person to feel exhausted and drained. Sleep is a vital process that allows the body and mind to rest and rejuvenate. When a person is unable to get quality sleep, it can negatively impact their physical and emotional health. Insomnia can be particularly frustrating, as it can lead to a cycle of anxiety and frustration that makes it even harder to fall asleep. There are several factors that can contribute to nightmares, sleep disturbances, or insomnia. These may include stress, anxiety, depression, or unresolved emotional issues. In some cases, nightmares may be a sign of a spiritual attack, as negative energy or entities can interfere with a person's ability to rest peacefully. These entities may take the form of dark dreams or images that cause fear or distress. Job has a series of dreams that are disturbed by the presence of evil spirits. Job describes his nightmares as fearful visions of the night, and describes feeling as though he is being pursued by demons. In Daniel 4:5, Daniel describes a vision he had in a dream that left him feeling terrified and shaken. He says, "I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me." To address nightmares or sleep disturbances, it is important to create a calm and relaxing environment before bedtime. This may include limiting exposure to screens, practicing relaxation techniques like meditation or deep breathing, and ensuring that the room is dark and quiet. It may also be helpful to avoid eating or drinking large amounts of caffeine or alcohol before bedtime. If nightmares or sleep disturbances persist, it may be helpful to consult with a spiritual counselor or therapist. These individuals can provide guidance and support in dealing with any underlying emotional or spiritual issues that may be contributing to the problem. Nightmares and sleep disturbances can also be a sign of a spiritual imbalance or blockage. When the body and mind are not in harmony, it can disrupt the natural rhythms of sleep and lead to difficulties in falling asleep or staying asleep. One way to address a spiritual imbalance is to engage in a practice of grounding and centering. This can involve visualizing a connection to the earth or the divine, or focusing on your breath to bring yourself back into alignment. Another technique for dealing with nightmares or sleep disturbances is to create a spiritual protection ritual. This can involve invoking a higher power, calling on the protection of guardian angels or spirit guides, or visualizing a protective shield around yourself. In Mark 14:38, Jesus emphasizes the importance of prayer and vigilance in overcoming spiritual attacks. He says, "Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak." It can also be helpful to engage in prayer or visualization before going to bed, focusing on peace, love, and protection. These practices can help to create a sense of safety and security and can provide comfort during difficult times. When dealing with nightmares or sleep disturbances, it is also important to address any underlying fears or emotional issues. These may include feelings of anxiety, depression, or low self-esteem. Addressing these issues can help create a more positive and supportive inner environment, which can, in turn, alleviate the symptoms of nightmares or sleep disturbances. It is also important to practice self-compassion and to recognize that everyone experiences challenges and difficulties in life. It can be helpful to view nightmares or sleep disturbances as opportunities for growth and healing. By confronting the fears or emotional issues that may be contributing to these symptoms, you can gain insight into yourself and your spiritual path. You can also use the dream state as a way to explore your subconscious mind and gain insight into your emotional state. By paying attention to the themes and symbols in your dreams, you can begin to unravel any underlying issues and work towards resolution. In the book of Genesis, where Jacob has a dream in which he sees a ladder reaching heaven and angels ascending and descending on it. While this dream is not explicitly described as a nightmare or sleep disturbance, it does suggest that dreams can be powerful tools for spiritual communication and guidance. In the case of Jacob's dream, the ladder symbolizes the connection between heaven and earth, and the angels represent the presence of God's messengers. 4. Feeling drained or fatigued without any medical explanation. Feeling drained or fatigued without any clear medical explanation can be a sign of a spiritual attack. When the body is attacked by negative energy or entities, it can lead to a loss of vitality and strength, leaving the individual feeling physically and emotionally exhausted. This fatigue can be difficult to explain, as it is not always the result of a lack of sleep or physical exertion. Instead, it may be caused by the negative energy that is being directed towards the individual, draining their life force and vitality. Fatigue can have a serious impact on a person's quality of life, affecting their ability to work, socialize, and engage in physical activity. It can also lead to feelings of frustration, despair, and hopelessness, which can further exacerbate the problem. To address fatigue caused by a spiritual attack, it is important to take steps to protect yourself from negative energy and entities. This may include creating a protective shield around yourself and invoking the protection of guardian angels or spirit guides. Another effective strategy for dealing with fatigue is to engage in activities that promote relaxation. This may include yoga, meditation, or other forms of mindfulness practice. It is also important to focus on creating a positive and supportive environment, both internally and externally. This may involve engaging in positive affirmations, practicing gratitude, and spending time with supportive friends and family members. By addressing fatigue from a spiritual perspective, you can begin to restore your vitality and energy and regain control over your life. When dealing with fatigue caused by a spiritual attack, it is important to be patient with yourself and to allow yourself time to recover. This may mean slowing down, taking breaks when you need to, and giving yourself permission to rest and rejuvenate. Fatigue can also be a sign that you are pushing yourself too hard or engaging in activities that are not aligned with your highest values and purpose. By slowing down and listening to your body, you can begin to create a more balanced and harmonious life, which can, in turn, help to alleviate the symptoms of fatigue. Another factor that can contribute to fatigue is the accumulation of negative energy in the body. This can happen when a person is exposed to stress, anxiety, or negative emotions over a long period of time without taking the time to release and process these emotions. When negative energy becomes trapped in the body, it can lead to physical and emotional symptoms such as fatigue, headaches, muscle tension, and difficulty sleeping. To address this issue, it is important to engage in practices that promote emotional release and healing. One such practice is energy clearing, which involves using techniques such as visualization or breathing exercises to clear away any negative energy that may be trapped in the body. In addition, it can be helpful to engage in activities that support emotional release, such as writing in a journal, talking to a therapist or counselor, or engaging in creative expression. In the book of Isaiah 40:29, the prophet writes, "He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength." This passage highlights the importance of turning to God for strength and support when facing challenges and difficulties, including fatigue or exhaustion. Another example comes from the book of Matthew 11:28, where Jesus offers rest to his disciples who were weary from their travels. He says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavily laden, and I will give you rest." David writes in the book of Psalms 91:1, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust." This passage suggests that seeking refuge in God can provide strength and protection in times of difficulty, including fatigue or exhaustion caused by spiritual attacks. Another passage from the Bible that speaks to the issue of fatigue and spiritual attacks comes from the book of Hebrews 12:1, which says, "Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight, and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us." 5. Sudden changes in behavior or personality. Sudden changes in behavior or personality can be a sign of a spiritual attack. These changes can manifest in a variety of ways, from becoming more withdrawn and isolated to displaying more aggressive or confrontational behavior. When a person experiences a spiritual attack, they may begin to act in ways that are not aligned with their true nature, values, or beliefs. This can be confusing for both the individual and those around them. Sudden changes in behavior may be accompanied by a sense of disconnection or disassociation, as the person's energy is being drawn away from their true self. In the book of 1 Peter 5:8, the apostle writes about the influence of demonic forces, saying, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." This passage highlights the importance of being aware of the influence of negative forces on a person's behavior and personality. There are several possible causes of sudden changes in behavior, including stress, anxiety, depression, or even chemical imbalances in the brain. However, in some cases, these changes may be a result of a spiritual attack. A spiritual attack can disrupt a person's energy field, causing them to act in ways that are not in alignment with their true nature. This can lead to feelings of confusion, disorientation, or even panic. In the book of Mark, Jesus encounters a man who is possessed by a demon, causing him to exhibit violent and destructive behavior. When Jesus commands the demon to leave the man is immediately restored to his former self. If you notice sudden changes in your behavior or the behavior of someone you know, it is important to take a step back and assess the situation. When assessing the situation, it is important to consider whether the changes in behavior are consistent with the person's usual character and personality. If the changes are sudden and out of character, it may be a sign of a spiritual attack. If you suspect that someone is experiencing a spiritual attack, it is important to offer support and assistance. This may involve spending time with the person, offering a listening ear, or providing encouragement and guidance. You may also choose to engage in spiritual practices, such as prayer, meditation, or visualization, to help protect the person from further harm. It is important to remember that spiritual attacks can be challenging to identify and understand, especially if the person experiencing them is not aware of the underlying cause. If you are unsure whether someone is experiencing a spiritual attack, it may be helpful to consult with a spiritual advisor, healer, or therapist. These professionals can provide guidance and support, and help you address any underlying issues that may be contributing to the problem. It is also important to remember that everyone has the power to protect themselves from negative energy and entities. In the book of Exodus, for example, Moses leads the Israelites out of Egypt and through the desert, relying on faith and prayer to guide them through the challenges they face. Similarly, in the book of Genesis, Abraham demonstrates faith and obedience by following God's command to sacrifice his son, Isaac, even though it goes against his own values and beliefs. By drawing upon these examples of faith and obedience, people can find the strength and resilience to overcome negative influences on their behavior and personality. This was If You See These Signs, You Are Being Spiritually Attacked. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. For more insight, check out the next video. Signs. God is saying, walk away from these people. Thank you for joining us. Your commitment is commendable. Don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts below, and suggest topics you'd like us to explore. Until we meet again, keep honoring the Lord and not be weary.